Welcome back to another FIFA 22 custom tactics video. Today is the 4-1-2-1-2 second variant. This is first pro player in the world custom tactics and instructions. So top 200, first in the world instructions and tactics here. So I know I made the 4-1-2-1-2 second variant video. I've already made that a few days ago, but this is completely different tactics. This is first in the world player, and the other ones were sort of for more average people. Sorry I can't speak properly today, it's quite late. I don't have too long to record, but I'm going to try and get this video out today so you can see it, and I'm still going to try and cover everything anyway. So the defensive style we're going to be sticking with balance with 35 width. It's a very narrow formation, and when it's a narrow formation you don't want to make it wide. It's as simple as that. You want to try and keep its shape as much as possible. So when using 35 width, making it tighter, harder for the opponents to break through when defending. And we're using quite a high depth. It's 72 depth. It's obviously pro player, and it's first in the world pro players. They're going to be good. They're going to play a high depth. And 70 and above depth, you get an automatic offside trap, which is why I do recommend going 70 and above. Today we're going to go with 72 because it's quite a nice balance between 75. So it's not too high, but it's not just on the edge either. So 72, it seemed to work well. For the build-up play, I recommend using either fast build-up or balanced. Personally, I would use fast build-up. I love using fast build-up with this formation. Since FIFA 21, fast build-up has been so good with this formation in particular. It works so well, which I do recommend using alongside direct passing. Make those quick passes, pass it around that diamond shape you see in the middle. So you can see with your CDM, your 2 centimeters, and your cam, there's a diamond shape, and you have to pass it around that shape and sort of wait for the opponents to run. That is the most important thing sort of to do on this formation. That is how you play with this formation. With the width, we're going to be using 30. Like I said, it's a narrow formation. Keep it narrow, don't push it out wide. Players in box, we're going to be using 7 to push your players forward into the opposition box. The more players you have going forward, the more players you're overloading the opposition box with, the more opportunities you're going to get leading to more goals. And then corners and free kicks, just have on 3 or 2 each. Doesn't really matter too much. For your player instructions, both your strikers, I recommend stay essential, get in behind and stay forward is what I always like to use, and this is what the pro player uses as well. You can use balance width if you want them to drift out wide a bit. Personally, I prefer them to stay in line with the goal, and I use stay essential, but that's sort of personal preference. If you want to change anything, feel free to. For your cam, I recommend stay forward and get into the box for cross to help overload the box once again. So stay forward and get into the box for cross to help out your strikers on the cam, and also so they're not dropping back when defending, they're staying in their position. 2 centimeters, I recommend using it cover center on both of these, so they're not drifting that wide, and then just leave the rest completely default. So both of them the same, cover center, so they're not going out wide, and then leave the rest default. And for the CDM, I recommend cut passing lanes is very important. So if the opposition making through balls through, cutting off the opposition passing lanes, pretty much self-explanatory. Stay back while attacking to stay back in the CDM position and not pushing up. Cover center, so they're still in the center, and that is it for your CDM. For your 2 centre backs, always leave default. For your full backs, I recommend using overlap and then leaving on balanced attack. If you want to play slightly more defensive, you can go with stay back while attacking, so you're keeping the 4 at the back shape. But I recommend balanced attack, so sometimes your fullbacks will make runs, not all the time, but sometimes they make those runs up and down the wing, so you can get good crosses in, which is also why I use stay essential on both the strikers. If you want to use stay back while attacking, feel free, but personally I go with balanced attack, normal interceptions, overlap, and stick to position. And last but not least, your goalkeeper, make sure you have comes and crosses on, and make sure you have sweeper keeper on, so your keeper's coming off his line more to defend corners and crosses and one-on-ones and loose through balls. And that's everything for today's video. Sorry I didn't go into too much detail. I will try and go into more detail in the future videos, but it's very late. You can probably hear I'm quite tired, can barely talk properly. But that's everything you need to know anyway. That is the custom tactics, the instructions for this balanced formation, the 4-1-2-1-2 second variant. Personally, my favourite formation in the game. Give it a go if you're not feeling it. You can change up some stuff as well, change up some tactics, change up some instructions to suit you better. But that's everything for today's video, guys. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to see you again soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.